Welcome back to Sincerely V, another episode. And of course, I have to thank my loyal sponsors each and every time because they definitely made season 2 possible. So Aesthetics, Printex, Bello Edu, Nuella Hair, and of course, Maestro Restaurant located right here in Airport. Before I get into part 2 of my interview with Gifty Auntie, let's take a look back at part 1.
Those days were the days that actually formed me, that actually firmed me up and toughened me.
Right.
Because I can boast about this to the glory of God that I'm one journalist who has traveled the length and breadth of this country. I've been to places that people who come from those regions haven't even been to.
Wow.
I have scars on my legs because I went to places up in the upper west region, upper east, northern region, naively not knowing that I have to cover my legs.
Right.
Vanessa, those days, I remember we leave the hostel. We're then sleeping at the Navrongo Health Center.
Okay.
Health Research Center or something like that. That's where we're based. We leave the hostel around 5 a.m. without breakfast.
Without breakfast.
Opportunity comes at any time. Anytime.
You just never know. And
I'm
you
not
have to be
saying
willing
that
to take
young
it.
ladies should not have fun, get crazy,
Right.
do it. But whatever environment you're in there,
Right.
open your eyes to any opportunity and make sure that when the opportunity comes, you can take it.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I love this advice. Let's not waste any time. In part 1, Gifty Auntie spoke about her professional life. Now we're getting into her personal life. As you all know, she made headlines for like 3 weeks, almost a month, because now she is a married woman. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You are
Melissa.
definitely glowing.
Thank
but
you.
Should I Gifty Auntie or
Gifty Auntie is fine.
Okay.
It's a normally when you're married, you change your name, become Mrs.
Right.
My husband's non-traditional name
Right.
is Sinti Misa. So
Sinti
on
Misa.
paper, I am Mrs. Gifty Sinti Misa.
Okay.
But he knows and understands that the Gifty Auntie brand has been around for a long time.
Right.
It's been through a lot.
Right.
So I'm not going to give up on that.
Right.
So he agreed, yes, you can use your name Gifty Auntie,
Okay.
but you need to add the title Oheneyere. That's the chief's wife.
Oheneyere.
Yes, so that everybody know that you are taking.
You are off the market
Off
officially.
the market, yeah.
Okay, so how has life changed for you? Because now you're a wife, and I know it's been how many weeks? Like
Barely a month.
barely a month.
Right.
But how are you even now balancing being a wife, having your career? Because I think people still are struggling to find that balance.
Yeah. Fortunately, my husband knew who I was.
Right.
Knew what I stand for.
Right.
Knew how stubborn and hard-headed I can be.
Right.
I mean, I think one of the interviews we granted together. This is my first ever interview alone.
Yes.
Since I got married. But we
Right.
did an interview together, and he said, "Oh, he didn't know that this woman is an institution. If he knew, he wouldn't have ventured going, going out
Right.
with her. But he knows who I am. He knows this, so he doesn't put much pressure on me.
Right.
Fortunately, we were friends.
Okay.
We are still friends. Nothing has changed much.
Okay.
I'm still asking myself, okay, now I'm married. What next?
Right.
What am I? What does it take to be a married woman? What do I have to do? But he says, listen, sweet, take it easy.
Right.
Let's have fun.
Right.
Let's pursue our careers, our profession. Let's see what we can add to our life. That is what matters most. The only thing that has changed is that now I live with him.
Right.
So in the morning I see him.
Right.
At night we are in bed together. Wake up together.
Right.
That's the only thing that has changed. But
Okay.
nothing much has changed.
Nothing else.
Nothing.
What
Nothing.
about a lot of people were saying Gifty Auntie the feminist, she's now married.
Yeah.
As if like you weren't supposed
Yeah, because of the whole misconception about feminism.
Right.
And who a feminist is.
Right.
People think feminists are people who hate men.
Right.
Who think men don't have a right to exist. No.
Right.
A feminist is neither a man or a woman.
Right.
A feminist is anybody who believes in the rights and
Right.
champions the rights, political, social, and legal rights of women
Right.
to equal that of men. That's it.
Right. Right.
That's all. So feminism is gender neutral.
Right.
When you take any dictionary,
Right.
but of course you have a lot more women taking on that title as feminist.
Yes.
But then nothing changes.
Right.
Vanessa, and my husband knows this. As a woman, as a feminist, I had never, and I still don't think that marriage is the ultimate goal of any woman.
I agree. I agree.
Marriage does not define anybody. Yes, it's nice. Now I wear the ring, I have the partner and all that, but
Right.
it doesn't define me.
Right.
It adds value to me. My husband does not complete me.
Right.
I've always been a complete woman,
And
just
that's-
as he's been a complete man.
Right.
Now he adds value to me. I add value to him.
Right.
That's all it takes.
'Cause
we
I was-
complement each other.
Right.
That's it.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay.
I was on Twitter and I saw comments like, "Oh, now Gifty's a woman because she
Yeah.
has a husband,"
But
and I'm
yeah,
like,
she's a complete woman.
"Yeah," and I'm like,
what is that?
What does that mean?
You
Like
know?
it makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Right.
Every woman has a purpose
Right.
and a task to fulfill, married or single.
Right.
Enjoy your single life. Make an impact.
Yes.
Vanessa, if my marriage turned out the way it turned out, because by the grace of God of who I am,
Right.
if I was just anybody who didn't make an impact, who
Right.
wasn't making the waves,
Right.
you wouldn't have turned out like that.
Right.
You won't have the whole of Akwemu Regency coming to support
Right.
the king himself, the queen mother coming in there, the dignitaries and all those who came there, the richness of the tradition,
Right.
the fact that I was even honored with a stool,
Right.
because it's not every chief's wife who is honored with a stool
Okay,
when
I'm
she's
learning.
married.
Okay. Okay.
No, it's not every chief's wife.
Okay.
But my husband honored me with a stool, with this and the stool name Awo Danswa.
I will dance.
So I have a stool, I have an umbrella, and traditionally it signifies an authority, an office.
Right.
But I am not the queen mother of
Okay.
Edumasa. My husband has a queen mother,
Okay.
but I am the chief's wife,
Okay.
but with an office.
Okay. I've
Yes.
got it.
Do you
got
get
it.
it?
Yeah.
Now? Yes.
Okay.
So it's just all about you.
Right.
How you sell yourself is how much you be bought.
It's true. But what took you so long? Was it the fact that you were focused maybe on your career? Because I know I'm fairly young,
Right.
and I'm very focused on my career, but I'm
Right.
now getting the pressures of you need to settle down. It's
you need
about
to get
that
married.
time.
Yeah.
Right.
Vanessa, to tell you the truth, for me, marriage, as I said, had never been a do or die affair for me,
Right.
and it's still not.
Right.
It wasn't the ultimate thing for me. Fortunately or unfortunately, I was raised by a man who taught me to make an impact,
Right.
make him proud,
Right.
make sure I leave a legacy, a name, not any name, but a good name.
Right.
He used to have a saying, my father said, for your good, not your goods. For your good, not your goods. And another thing he taught me was that the best form of revenge in life is to succeed.
Yes.
Is to succeed. So everybody is saying that, oh, she's single, she can't find a husband,
Right.
she can, but succeed. Those same people will come to you. Those who called me names and insulted me and stigmatized me and spread rumors,
Right.
even before I got married.
Right.
But because of what God took me to, because of the standpoint, because of the platforms that God gave me,
Right.
they were coming to me secretly to seek advice, for help.
Oh wow.
Oh yes, but it's the same
wow.
Gifty auntie, married with, unmarried without a child.
Right.
It's the same. Some people are seeing me differently now because they say that it's giving them courage. It's giving
Yeah.
them the belief that God has His time for everybody.
Right.
God has a purpose for everybody.
Right.
My husband proposed to me 2.5 years before we finally got married.
Oh, okay.
If I had allowed him to marry me at the time he proposed to me, trust me, there wasn't going to be this kind of, fanfare and coronation and celebration and honor. It wasn't going to be like that. I can tell from, I'm not God, but I know it was going to be like that. But in God's own time, I would tell my young friends and the younger ones who come around me is that I tell them that, those years when I sit back, and sometimes when I talk about this, I have tears in my eyes. The name calling, the rumors, the insult, the stigmatization, the accusation, the things that I went through, they weren't easy, my sister. There were nights I cried. There were nights I went on my knees and asked God, why? What have I done? You go around begging for money to take care of other people's children, and yet people will see you and call you, oh, she's barren. Oh, it's because she doesn't have a child, that's why she's doing it. I had to cut my honeymoon short and get back to work because there were girls who were going to school and needed money for school fees. And yes, I did cut it short to make sure that somebody's future is saved. Just be strong as a woman. No matter what life throws at you, just keep going. Stay focused. I'm a Christian. I believe that my honor, my celebration has been because through it all, I never gave up. Because through the difficult times, when everybody was telling me, it's okay, just leave the scene, I didn't give up. I kept going. And at the right time, I believe God used my husband to honor me and to also show people that when you stay faithful to the cause, you will reap the results one day.
Yes, when you stay faithful to the cause, you will reap the benefits. That's yes, so
definitely.
Wow, we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna get into, I'm gonna have you clear a few rumors when we come back. And then of course, your advice for, more advice for women like me who, I'm, still flourishing in my career, but then I may be getting the pressures of it's time to settle down. So we'll be right back after this quick break. Sincerely V, real women, real voices. I know, I'm sorry.
Okay, you look cute.
Thank you. Everyone thinks when you rock a bustier, it has to be simple, but with Printex fabric, you can zhuzh things up like I did.
Okay.
All right, so everyone, if you're able to recreate this look, #SincerelyV, tweet me at Vanessa_Jan. You may just win a prize. And of course, thank you to Cobwear for this super cute bustier. Welcome back to Sincerely V. I am Vanessa Jan. I'm still here with Gifty Auntie. And before we went to break, you mentioned God being part of your strength. That kept you going through the ups and downs in life, through the people being negative and, just keeping your spirits up in a way. God was there. But what else has motivated you in the past and even now?
For me, it's always been God.
Okay.
God has always been the ultimate. And then my father was there. My father was my rock. My father believed in me to a fault. He believed in me and pushed me. I come back and, Dad, these people, as I've heard, I said, okay, has it killed you? Has the color of your skin changed? You're still beautiful. Is it true? If it's true, work on it, change it. If it's not true, just ignore everybody and get on with it. And that's when he'll come in to say, remember, the best form of revenge is to succeed. The best form of revenge is to succeed.
Right.
So he's been there for me. And now I would say that young people like you,
Oh, wow.
women out there who meet me and say, Gifty, if you give up, you've let all of us down.
Right.
Because we look up to you.
Right.
People like you say that, Gifty, I see you and I believe that I can do it. And before I forget, Vanessa, yes, I know there's the pressure on you. You see, I wouldn't mind attending your wedding anytime soon. But I will attend your wedding when I'm convinced that the man you are marrying will not be a stumbling block to your success, to you pursuing your dream,
Right.
and achieving your purpose on earth.
Right.
You can marry at 19, 20, 21, whatever. But are you marrying the right man?
Exactly.
Do you know who you are? Do you know your worth? Have you discovered and developed yourself
Right.
so that you will not be a burden for anybody?
Right.
Does the man know who you are so that in future he won't say that you have changed?
Right. Right.
You
Because I
understand?
feel even at, like, let's say when I was 25,
Yeah.
I was still finding myself.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even know years after that I would be living in Ghana, like.
Right.
So I feel sometimes, well, a lot of times, young girls, they are rushing and it's sometimes the pressures
Right.
that they're receiving from
Right.
society.
It's not easy. It's not easy. And to every girl out there, I've had student leaders coming to tell me that, people say that, oh, if you try to be strong and confident and assertive like Gifty Auntie, you won't get a man to marry you. You won't find a man to marry you. And now my answer to them is, young ladies, you see, yes, when you're confident, when you're assertive, when you know your self-worth, and remember, being assertive is not being rude.
Right. Right.
Or being rude or being proud or pompous.
Right.
But knowing your right and saying it as and demanding and insisting on it. When you know all that, you don't have to go and find a man. A man will find you.
Yes.
Oh, the right man will find you.
Yes.
You don't have to. And I've granted a lot of interviews in the past and I've said that I will not go chasing marriage. Marriage will chase me.
Yes, and it did.
It did chase me.
Right.
My husband threatened me a few times. Now listen, if you're not ready for marriage, tell me, let's quit.
Right.
Because he just didn't understand a woman. When he met me, I was 42 years, 43, 44.
Right.
You're still not making your mind up about what is wrong with you.
Right.
But when it had to happen, it happened.
Yes.
We went through the mill, went through a lot together.
Right.
But at the right time, we knew that we were ready.
Yes.
We were ready. And we don't expect much from each other.
Right.
We're told that when you're getting married, we never argued about anything.
Right.
Throughout, a few times I tried to get on his nerve, but he didn't mind me. I'm sure he suspected I was just trying to find an
like he
excuse.
knows, yeah.
He just ignored me,
Right.
He took on, the whole thing. He surprised me.
Wow.
I saw him meeting with his chiefs and elders, but I thought that, the tradition, he only told me that, so don't worry, I'll give you a beautiful day. I'll give you a beautiful day. But he gave me I was amazed. And anybody who was there saw that. I was surprised. I didn't even know what was going on around
Right.
me. It was simply beautiful.
Right.
Not because it was expensive, but the culture,
Right.
the traditions, the beauty of it, the kind of people who turned up.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful.
And the fact that it was he genuinely did it for you.
Exactly. He did it for me. He did it for me. That's the thing. You put it so rightly.
Right.
He did it for me. He gave me a heaven on earth experience. And anytime I remember, I just I forgive him all the sins.
Yeah.
And then you will say that, forgive yourself all the sins.
Right.
Kind of thing. But hey, that is life.
Yeah.
It will come when it has to come.
Definitely.
I'm not saying that don't work at it, don't do whatever
Right.
it is.
But it
No.
shouldn't be the main focus. I have to get married.
I have to get married. No.
Then you end up in a situation where you're just unhappy.
Vanessa, if I was sitting at one place waiting for a man to all my focus on everything was on getting married, I wouldn't have met him.
Right.
I met him when I was going to publicize the anniversary of the Standpoint.
Right.
That's when we first met. And then subsequently, he will ask me for advice. Oh, I need some. He was a presenter on Rainbow Radio before he came to Joy FM.
Okay.
He was an, oh, I want to discuss it. Do you know anybody? And he admits and knows that I've been in the scene longer than him.
Right.
So he's not shy, or he doesn't feel too big to ask me for advice.
Right.
I don't feel too big to ask him for advice, you know. So we help each other.
Right, there's a balance.
It's just a balance, a beautiful balance. And that's how we make it. And that's how we hope to make
Continue,
it.
right.
I say that marriage was not a priority.
Right.
But now I'm married, so I'll give it my best, just as I've given everything that I've done my best.
Right.
And I'll leave the rest to God. Because it is only God who knows the beginning and the end.
True. It's true.
I believe God is in this, and I believe He sees us through.
Right.
But in all that, I say, may His will be done.
Right.
May God's will be done.
You definitely just gave me hope. You definitely just gave me hope. So thank
There is
you.
hope. There is hope.
Let's clear some rumors.
Yeah.
What rumors would you like to clear? I don't want to bring up any. I want you to think back to any that you wanted to just ever address, but you
Right.
never had the opportunity to.
Well, I mean, I think the rumors, some of them, I get surprised. And, you know, the thing about me dating the ex-president, you know, I've talked about it several times.
Right.
He was at my engagement. And interestingly, I said, and I insisted I wanted to sit by him there.
Right.
Because I have a good relationship with him
Right.
and his wife and his family. You know,
Right.
his wife would have been there, but she was a bit under the weather, so she
Okay.
couldn't. So I just went to them and said, oh, because I was sitting by him, I mean, he was the one giving. I mean, it's all just, people will say what they want to say, my dear.
Right. Right.
People will make, no matter what, you know, you do.
Right.
Even with this, Mama said, oh, why is she marriage is supposed to be a private thing, wedding is the private. I didn't invite the media to be there.
Exactly.
My marriage, it was unique, it was beautiful.
Right.
We showed it on the standpoint because I put it on Facebook.
Right.
Over 3,000 people said that we want to see the show it
Of
on the
course.
standpoint. That is why we should. We didn't force it down the throat of anybody
Right.
that by force you should watch it.
Right.
People wanted to watch. Even people want a repeat of it. And I say that any station that wants to show it, I will give it to them to show it.
Wow.
Because it gives hope to people.
Right.
It shows a different side of our culture.
Right. Right.
As a people, that we don't always have to do things the European way or the American way.
Right.
We also have a beautiful way of doing things. It's not
Yes.
about, you know, showing off. My husband and I, we are fun loving.
Right.
We'll come to Maestro to come and buy, you know, juice or
Right.
ice cream, and we'll eat and laugh. And we are not going to let the fact that the media is watching us stop us.
Right.
We'll still do it. If the media captures us and puts it on social media,
That's on them.
we are not going to be prisoners
Right.
in our home because people are watching out for us.
Right.
We'll have fun. We'll enjoy our marriage. We'll enjoy our work.
Right.
We'll not let our marriage come in between our work
Yes.
and what we do for people. We'll learn to separate it.
Right.
When we have to be a couple, when we have to be professionals,
Right.
when we have to be a people's people,
Right.
you know, we will learn through the process.
Right.
We are ordinary human beings, but fortunate enough to be blessed by God,
Right.
to be used for a purpose.
Right.
That is what we are.
Oh gosh, you're giving me goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like literally goosebumps. But your outfit, I love it.
thank
I
you.
love the beads. I love rings. Why your choice of fashion? Let's just make it a little bit light for the moment,
but
you know?
okay.
Your choice of fashion for today, because I'm obsessed with your look.
You know, one of my cousin, and I like to say thank you to him a lot, is called Mr. George Osu. You know, and he came down specifically for my marriage and all that. And then, you know, and just a few days ago, I was having a conversation with him, and then he just kept quiet. And I said, "Oh, why are you looking at me like that?" And then he said, "You know, I think all your life you've been prepared for this." I said, "Why?" He said you started wearing beads when you were a little girl.
Right.
And you always loved your African print.
Right.
I have worn beads for years. When I started coming on TV for the breakfast show, I was wearing beads because I have what they call the rich man's disease. If I wear anything that is not gold, pure gold,
you break out?
I break out.
Okay.
Or pure silver.
Okay.
So the beads work fine for me. And when I started coming on TV as well, I didn't have the money to buy the suits and the dresses. So I will wear my African print and make sure I sex it up a bit, you know, and then make it look presentable and stylish and all that. That is how it started.
Okay.
I started tying my hair because I hate going to the salon.
Yeah, it's expensive too.
Yeah, I'm going to sit under the dryer and all that is. After all that, you have to pay so much.
Exactly.
So anytime I don't feel like it, I just
wrap it up.
And it became a style. It became my identity.
Right.
And of course, I wear these kind of rings because my husband is a chief and he wears such a. So when he buys some for me. And then of course, my choice of beads have to change a bit because I have to wear the proper one.
Okay.
You know, as a chief, which is more expensive.
Right.
You know, but I have to wear the proper beads. But I used to wear the very fancy one. Vanessa, when I started the breakfast show, I used to be a very slim lady and I could wear beads from here to here.
Really?
Oh yes.
Wow.
I could wear beads from here to here. I just love beads. I just love beads. So people who know me always say that, listen, you were being prepared for this position.
Yeah.
You know, and my husband always teases me about that. I said for all the tune that you are being prepared for me.
Yeah,
you know?
you were prepared for him in particular. And okay, we're gonna wrap it up, but I want you to give one more advice to young women who have a career, who are now wives, because you know, to relate more to you, and who are trying to just find that balance in life in general.
Right. What I would like to say to them is that nobody's superwoman. You can't be. A superwoman is that woman in a song.
Right.
That woman in a movie, in a Hollywood movie. You can't do it all.
Right.
Some are fortunate to have husbands who are supportive.
Right.
Some also have husbands who are supportive, but they haven't asked because it's been drawn into their heads that as a woman, it is your role. You have to do this.
Yes. Yes.
So they are doing it. Ask for help. Ask your husband to help you.
Right.
And take your time.
Right.
One day at a time. Do what you can. Do your best. And leave the rest to God. Pray a lot. Talk. Have communication with your partner or your employees. And let them understand how you feel.
Right.
Say it the right way. Don't always be feisty and always aggressive. When the need be, you have to be, but you need to know when and where. And I'm not giving advice as a wife because I've been a wife only about a month. No, I'm giving advice as a gender activist, advocate, somebody who has the interest of women at heart. And I've done a lot of programs with married women, so I've picked up these tips from them as well. You know, take it easy. Don't kill yourself, or don't kill yourself over it.
Right.
Because your children need you, your husband need you.
Right.
One thing I learned from men, you know, especially my cousin Jojo Abuajiata, he said, listen, make your home a happy home for your husband. And making your home a happy home is not about making it all tidy all the time.
Right.
Make it fun. Make it, you know, habitable.
Right.
When he comes home, he knows he's come to meet this funky, crazy woman there.
Right.
You don't need to be, there isn't a role for a married woman.
Right.
Being married woman is a title, but be you.
Be you.
Be responsible. As a young lady, you have to be responsible, married or unmarried. When I was not married, I was taking care of a lot of children.
Right. Right.
That were not mine. So when I wasn't married, you know, but I had so many children that I was taking care of. So it doesn't, you don't change overnight because you're now married, and so you have to behave in a certain way.
Right.
Responsibility as a young lady, you need to be responsible, you need to be decent, you need to know how to talk, you need to know how to behave wherever you go or you find yourself. You need to know how to interact with people, how to network, It's the same thing.
Right.
But enjoy life wherever you find yourself.
Right.
Married, single, attached, divorced, widowed.
Right.
Enjoy life.
Enjoy.
Ultimately, make an impact.
Make an
Leave
impact.
a legacy as a woman.
Yes. Gifty Auntie, thank you so much. But I can't let you go, first of all, without a gift.
Oh.
Courtesy of Printex. I'm very, very thankful for you coming on Sincerely V and motivating women, being an inspiration to young girls, and just being who you are. So thank you so much. This is for you.
Abby, before I go, can I say thank you to some people?
Yes, of course.
Please, I just want to say thank you to my uncle, Dr. Abwajeta, who stood by me and, ensured that everything went beautiful in my marriage.
Right.
My cousins, Mrs. Akosia Makokai, Mrs. Yaya Baete, Mrs. Victoria Quasin, we call her Auntie Vico. She's a strong woman.
Yeah.
My family, the auntie family, my friends, they really stood by me,
Right.
and they made me feel special.
Because you are special.
Oh, thank you. Can I show off?
Just quickly
my
show it
clothes?
off.
Okay. So this is it.
Yes.
Thank you so much. This
Thank
is beautiful.
you.
This is really, really beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Sincerely V. This was one of the episodes that I've wanted. So thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
But before we go, you still have one more person you would like to thank.
Yes, I'd like to thank my mother-in-law,
Yes.
Auntie Nanisa of Ikropon. She is one super woman. I mean, she's a mother-in-law that, every woman needs.
Yes.
She stood by me. Apart from God, my husband and I were able to go through all our challenges to come this far because of her. She took me as her own daughter and stood by me, and she's my partner in crime.
Ooh.
We scheme against her own son, and she's fun loving, and I'm so grateful, grateful to her.
You're truly blessed to be surrounded by amazing people.
I know, it's
the
as the
man above.
Nigerians will say, it's Oluwa.
Oluwa.
God.
Thank you again, Gifty Auntie. Thank you all for tuning in to Sincerely V. Yes, this was an exclusive with Gifty Auntie, and I am super excited, as you can all see from my face. Make sure to tune in next week for another episode of Sincerely V. Real women, real voices.